Hello and welcome to this last in the series of these videos looking at the old Midland and Great Northern Joint Railway line between South Lynn and Melton Constable via Fakenham. I shall be looking at what's left now and a little bit of history about the line. So this is an aerial shot just east of Fakenham Town Station. The Midland and Great Northern line is the red line, and that comes in on the left, just left Fakenham Town, and it crosses over the Great Eastern line from Dereham to Wells, and then it dives down and round through Pensthorpe Nature Reserve, which is down to the bottom there, to the right-hand side, and that's where I'm going next. So after paying an incredible £13.95, I finally find this old bit of line at the bottom of the nature reserve. This is looking back towards Fakenham. So as I move along, this is looking in the other direction towards Melton. We are actually on a bit of an embankment here, as you'll see in a second. There's a stream down there, and you can see we are actually on an embankment. In fact, there's water the other side. I don't know if some of this is flooding actually. And then we come to this culvert, which is clearly railway brickwork. And after that I saw this fence post. I'm not sure if that's railway. There's a lot of connections there for wire. I'm not sure if that might be too many, but anyway, we'll carry on in that direction along the old line, and until we come to this, we're not allowed to go any further, and the line ahead would now curve round and up to Langore Bridge, and that's where I should be going next. This old map gives you an idea of where I've been and where I'm going. Where we talked about the Midland Great Northern line crossing the or underneath the Great Eastern line is marked by this arrow. Where I've just been in Pensthorpe Park is marked by this arrow, and where we're going to Langore Bridge is this arrow. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, Langore Bridge, originally just a level crossing and gatehouse number 13, but later it had a single goods siding. And then the line was doubled from Fakenham East signal box. 2 cottages were also provided for the signalman. And this is Langore Bridge. This is looking back towards Fakenham. There's the main road, the A1067. There are the 2 cottages for the signalman, and there's the signal box still there. The line went this side, the right-hand side of the signal box, and as I said, there was Gatehouse 13 here as well. And that's just another shot going back towards Fakenham. As you can see, completely overgrown. Quite a busy road this now as well. But at least the signal box is still there, and as I say, the railway cottages. Right, let's carry on to the next location. Next we come to Gatehouse number 14, where the line crossed Holbrig Lane. This is a normal gatehouse, but it did have unusual barge boards. And this is the view back towards Fakenham, and this gatehouse was extended in 1901 to 1914, and you can see the unusual barge boards scalloped out there, which is different from other gatehouses, and that's the line looking towards Melton Constable, where we shall be heading to. Next we come to this overbridge of the railway carrying Croxton Road over the line. That's looking back towards Fakenham along the old alignment. If I cross over Croxton Lane, that's looking towards Melton. And now I'll go down and have a look underneath. And that's the Fakenham side. It looks like a semicircular masonry or elliptical masonry. I can't remember which way round it is. Let's say that's looking back towards Fakenham. And this is the other side, the Melton side. Couldn't get down, it was really quite flooded and boggy. And that's the old alignment towards Melton. So we come to Thursford, 28 miles from Lynn. The approach from Fakenham was up Barney Bank with 2 gradients of 1 in 100. The station was a passing station on a single line with 2 long platforms. The small pavilion-style station building was on the up platform along with a tariff shed. A simple waiting shelter graced the down platform. There was also, of course, a goods yard with 2 sidings, a goods shed, coal allotments and, of course, cattle pens. A signal box and level crossing were at the Melton end of the station. One of the issues that didn't help the railway at any time was the fact that a lot of these stations were not really very close to the actual villages or towns that they served, and that certainly didn't help passenger numbers. And this is what's left now. A council depot now occupies the site of the station, and the goods yard is further over behind that. That's looking towards back towards Fakenham, and as you can see, there's nothing left now, no evidence of a station or railway at all, and that's looking towards Melton. Next we come to Gatehouse number 16 at Gunthorpe Road. The railway ran this side, there was a road the other side. That's looking towards Melton. This has been nicely preserved. It was extended between 1901 and 1914, and that's looking back towards Fakenham along the old alignment, which ran very close to the road for some distance. So now we're approaching the end of our journey at Melton Constable, which is ahead of us. I have done other videos of Melton Constable, but I will put a complete description on the place at the end of this section. There is the site of Melton Constable Station, which I shall describe very shortly. That's the junction, the west junction, looking north towards the line to Holt and Cromer, and that's looking back towards South Lynn, the way we have just been. So that concludes our trip from South Lynn. Now a little bit about Melton Constable. So, Melton Constable, 31 miles from South Lynn. Sometimes called the crew of East Anglia, as there were 4 lines radiating out from this large station and works. 1 to Cromer, 1 to Yarmouth Beach, and 1 to Norwich City, and of course the one we have just been on from South Lynn. This was a large station with 1 Long Island platform, 600 yards or 548 metres long. The building was in gault brick with red brick dressings. a large canopy supported by cast iron columns and spandrels marked with the letters CNR, Central Norfolk Railway. Access to the platform was via a brick and rolled iron joist road bridge 104. There were 2 signal boxes, Melton East and Melton West. On the north side of the station was a goods shed and sidings, and on the south side was a 46-foot turntable, later replaced by a 53-foot turntable. There was also a 3-road engine shed, a foundry, fitting shop, machine shop, boiler shop, carriage and wagon shop, and even a concrete shop. There was also a large water tank, and of course offices and stores, etc. So here's another view of the station. This is looking across from the north, and you can just make out the pitch roofs of the large water tank in the background. And in this shot we are at the West Junction. That train is just coming in from South Lynn, and here we have another shot. The train on the left is coming from South Lynn. The one in the foreground has just left Melton Constable station and is heading for South Lynn, and above the first carriage the line curves away to Holt, Sheringham and Cromer. And lastly, here's a shot of a train passing the east box, having just left Melton Constable station. You can see a load of the buildings of the works area in the background. And now let's have a look at what is left now. Here's a shot of the area that Melton Constable occupied. The arrow there indicates the West Junction, and the other arrow is the location of the East Junction. And all of that area you see is the old site, which is now a large industrial estate. The houses at the top right we'll have a look at shortly, because they are of some interest as well. So the first thing I found when I entered the industrial estate is the old goods shed. You can quite clearly see it's an old railway building. They don't make them like that anymore. And then just round the corner and down the road a bit, tucked away, we find one of the old, I think could be the fitting shop. All the windows have been bricked up now, but that is clearly an old railway building. And then to the right there, as I pan round, is the old 3-road engine shed still there. And the site, just the other side there would have been the turntable where all that wooden pallets are stacked. Amazing that it's still here. And here's another shot of I think that was the fitting shop, but it clearly is an old railway building. And this, believe it or not, would have been the end of the platform. The east end of the platform would have been about here on this service road. And here's another view of the area. You can see the old fitting shop in the background there, and another building to the left back. And this is the concrete works, or was the concrete works. And there in the background is the huge water tank, which I'll have a look at shortly. You can see the pitch roofs on the top. Massive thing. And this was all the works, all this area. And there's another old building. And now this is the huge water tank. 3 sections, right up high. 3 pitched roofs you can see in the background of other shots. As I look at the water tank, I must remind everybody that I have only skimmed the surface of Melton Constable. There is so much more information about the station and site, but it's just too much to put in a video. Wherever you go around Melton Constable, there is evidence of the railway. Even the bus shelter has the letters CNR in the spandrels. And the village sign, again, with an engine on it, and there again on the end of the bus shelter, Melton Constable. And this is the Railwaymen's Institute for the workers, the engineers, etc., I suspect. That's the inscription in the gable end. This was extended in 1912. And these are houses for the staff in Bristol Road, based on arts and crafts design. They certainly looked after their staff in those days. And these are more railway houses in Astley Terrace. And this is Colville Road, again, all railway houses. And this is Melton Street. Several streets in this small town, and even the school for the railways and children. Now, that's about it. I've said I've only skimmed the surface of Melton Constable, but that concludes this video anyway, looking at the line from South Lynn to Melton Constable. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching.